Welcome to the Trading Sliders Podcast. Here we go, episode number 54 of the Trading Sliders Podcast. How's everybody doing out there? I'm Bobby Puckett. Here with me in studio is Kurt the Flash Bennett. What's going on, Flash?
Pretty good, Bobby. How you doing?
Just another race weekend.
I had a fishing weekend.
Yeah,
I took a racing weekend off.
Yeah, Flash took the weekend off, went fishing tournament, took his grandson fishing, and I made my way down
and I took Royce Harmon fishing.
Yeah, took
Peanut.
Peanut fishing. Yeah, Peanut had all kinds of camp stories.
Oh yeah,
He had some issues camping, so to speak.
Yeah.
But this week's guest needs no introduction whatsoever. But to do our due diligence, it's the smooth operator, Bobby Pierce, out of Oakwood, Illinois. If for some reason you don't know who Bobby Pierce is, I'll give you a little quick breakdown. But honestly, if you don't know who Bobby Pierce is, I don't know why you stumbled onto our podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
But 29 feature wins on the season, 5-time Hell Tour winner, 2-time World 100 winner, 2023 Outlaw Series champion, and currently World Outlaw Series points leader / almost champion. He just got to show up the next 3 nights, and I think he got locked up. But they made it a little tough on him last night.
Yeah,
he had to work for it last night. But
yeah, he sure did.
So this week's guest, Bobby Pierce, we appreciate you. We appreciate him taking his time and fitting us in on a race night, because we know how busy it is on a race night, and it's a night number 1 of a back-to-back night, and this is an interview that was conducted in the wee hours of the morning, as we say.
Yeah.
So but our sponsors each and every week, Diesel Boys LLC. If you need any type of diesel truck work done, automotive diesel deletes. They even sell parts for race cars. Anything you need in the Kentuckiana area, diesel truck related, injectors, fuel pumps, whatever you need, reach out to Brandon Hooker and Diesel Boys at Diesel Boys LLC. Our deep dive being brought to you by Kentucky Clutch and Performance. If you need any type of automotive clutch whatsoever, truck, tractor, semi-truck, Mazda Miata, Nissan Sentra, Ford Focus, even though the Focuses are kind of a pain, but we got them. We can do them. Reach out to Chris and the guys at Kentucky Clutch and Performance. Our slider of the week being brought to you by Walt at Speed Decals. Got to hang out with Walt and his son last night at Tri State. They made the trip up. Hung out with them, had a good time. But our slider of the week being brought to you by Walt at Speed Decals. Walt is been a continuous sponsor. Actually, our very first sponsor.
Yeah, he's the very first one.
The very first guy to reach out and said, "Hey, I want to do this with you guys." So, if you need any type of vinyl work done, race car lettering, wraps, sign work, he does vehicle wraps, anything you need, reach out to Walt at Speed Decals. Our crash of the week being brought to you by D.O. Handyman and Remodeling. The weather's nice. It's starting to cool off a little bit. Well, this week it didn't cool off much. It's still ridiculous, but the weather's nice. It's getting nice outside. If you need, ladies, if you're listening, and you need any type of handyman work done around the house before the winter sets in, reach out to David at D.O. Handyman Remodeling, 812-989-5002. In our racetrack spotlight, being brought to you by JT's Trackside Catering. If you need any events whatsoever done, weddings, wedding receptions.
Hey, maybe Halloween party.
Well?
Coming up.
Well, one Halloween party is booked, so it depends on what night the Halloween party is.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. Yep.
Yeah, he is booked, but it depends on, whatever event you got going on, you need food for it. Some damn good food. Reach out to my good buddy, a kid I grew up with. It's crazy to say we grew up together. Here we are, old now. But Jeremy Thomas at JT's Trackside Catering.
And I was going to mention something to you. We was talking with JT and that, talking about Pearson and wanting the Country Bob's sauce and all that. I just had it for the very first time at Texas Roadhouse.
It's good, isn't it?
Oh my God, that stuff is good.
It's so good, yeah.
It's so much better than A1.
Yeah. I didn't know
it's just a little sweeter.
Yeah.
I like it though.
I didn't know you never had a Country Bob's.
I never had tried it, but I heard y'all talking about it, so I had to try it. So see, us talking about stuff works.
Well, hey.
Even with me.
Listen, if my fat ass mentions food, you better pay attention, okay? But yeah, news of the week. We'll get started off. Posse, they hold their own at Williams Grove Flash for the National Open.
Yeah.
World of Outlaw guys come to town, and the Pennsylvania Posse holds their own. World of Outlaw late models heads to modified country. 2 neat racetracks out in Kansas. So we're gonna discuss that. Superman doing all he can to catch RTJ.
Yeah.
Doing everything he can. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but it's not going to be for a lack of effort. That's for sure. Superman doing everything he can. Tri State never disappoints, ever.
No.
You're going to talk about my trip to Tri State and our past guest. This is kind of a new segment. Our past guests, they've had some big weekends this weekend. So we're looking for a sponsor for past guest updates. I don't know what we're going to call it.
Yeah.
But we continue to, our guests that we've had on continue to do big things. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit. So all that and much more, as they say on this week's Trading Sliders podcast. We'll start off first with the World of Outlaw stuff with our guest being Bobby Pierce, the smooth operator out of Oakwood, Illinois. So Friday and Saturday, the World of Outlaw late models made their it's the first time they've been there in a couple of years, out to Kansas. Humboldt, is that how you say it? Humboldt Speedway?
I think it is, yeah.
And 81 Speedway in Kansas. Friday, Humboldt, they had 39 cars. Dennis Erb Jr. picked up the win. Flash.
I seen that. I was kind of happy to see that. That's one of the older guys.
Yeah, but he was in the new Rocket XR too.
Oh, was he?
No
.0s
or 1 points, nothing. He flat out like one thing about Dennis Erb is he'll get a car and he don't give a shit. Barry Wright, all right, I'll run it. Long run it. Just give me a car and I'll figure it out.
Yep.
If it go around the bottom, I'm good. So and he should have been podium both nights in because last night it was around the bottom too. But, so Dennis Erb took the win. Started, I think, 4th or 5th. Took the win over Dustin Sorensen and Brian Shirley. It was good to see a modified guy in modified country. Hold it down. One thing I want to say about Humboldt, had the best heat race I've seen all year with Bobby Pierce. Side by side, trading sliders. I mean, it was really good.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, it's like, damn, this place is awesome. I really want to go check this place out. Quarter mile, semi-bank, got a wall all the way around it. And then, come feature time, which the wind was blowing like 9,000 degrees out there all weekend.
Yeah.
But come feature time, it was right around the bottom. And I was like, it kind of sucks, because the heat races ran so good.
Right.
It was kind of disappointing.
Kind of disappoints you when it does that, yeah.
Now, and kind of off subject a little bit, but Fairbury was the same way Friday.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I thought and early in the night, I thought it was going to be awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be good.
Yeah.
Which the modified feature was pretty decent.
Yeah.
But yeah, come feature time at Fairbury, it was too much. But see, the exact opposite of Humboldt.
Yeah, it was
Humboldt had too much dry, and they had too much wet.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
But yeah, pretty neat little racetrack, really. I wish the weather cooperated more. I mean, it was dry. But,
right.
I mean, the wind was blowing 100 mile an hour.
But that's hard to do anything with when the wind's blowing like that.
Overall, though, like I said, there was 39 super late models. So, and they had like 37 Midwest mods.
Yeah.
So, packed it in there. And then Saturday, they made a 2-hour drive. I think Ruben said it was north to Park City, Kansas, to 81 Speedway. And Bobby Pierce set a new track record, won the heat, drew the pole. Everything was going smooth for the smooth operator.
Yeah.
Until it wasn't.
Yeah.
Come time to line up for the feature. The World of Outlaws has got a rule. I don't know how I feel about this rule, honestly.
Yeah.
So I know why they do it. They get everybody to the staging because you got 5-minute call or whatever, so everybody gets to staging. I get that. Bobby Pierce is encouraged, decided, oh, damn, we forgot to let some air out of the right rear tire, so we're going to let some air out. And they penalize him all the way to the tail.
Yeah.
I understand the rule's a rule. Broke the rule.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Right.
But that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been I want to say a victim because it was their own creation.
Right.
Like in the World 100, his dad cut across the racetrack on the 4-wheeler to go out to the camper. Had his disqualified for the weekend a few years back. Now starting on the pole, $20,000 win race, and had to go to the tail and work his way through the rubber. So, that kind of sucks, but like I said, rule's a rule.
Yeah.
Racetrack, though, was badass until it wasn't. Same thing. Water, they did everything they could. I mean, they watered it. The place gets slick. It was super slick.
Yeah.
But it just laid rubber. T-Mac took the win over Brian Shirley and Nick Hoffman. Bobby Pierce fought all the way back up to 10th. So Hoffman gained a little bit on him, but not much. So I've got a take on this, Flash. With racetracks starting to take rubber a little bit more.
Yeah.
To me, we've said, well, the tire compound, they've changed stuff, there's synthetic stuff in the tire. And I believe all that's part of it.
Right.
But I also believe that the late models are too hooked up. And the rubber's got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Because they're not spinning on top of the racetrack. They're in the racetrack.
Well, we've talked to a lot of people that's actually said that. So,
yeah.
And I think that's part of what it is too. You get them so hooked up that, they just burn down to.
It's got to go somewhere.
Yeah, it's got to go somewhere. So.
Yeah, I think that's part of the issue because.
Yeah, I wish they would do something as far as, I don't know, harder compound, but I don't know if that would.
Well, I seen something. It was an old Road Del Dora thing when they did with Shane McDowell.
Yeah.
And Shane McDowell said everybody bitches about the bodies and stuff.
Yeah.
Why don't we just put us on smaller tire and take the spoiler away so the cars are not in the racetrack?
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
I seen that same thing.
Yeah, I was like, well, okay, like that's a.
I think it was who's once been helping out at Eldora all the time talking.
Randy Weaver?
Yeah.
No, it was Shane McDowell. That
was it?
Yeah, it was Shane
McDowell?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they were in the shop.
Yeah.
My good buddy Ben Shelton was interviewed.
Yeah.
But Shane McDowell was saying, we need to get the cars unstuck. And I've been saying that forever now. Like, I don't know. I think that's why the choppy racetracks produce better racing because the tires are unstuck.
Right.
Because the cars are off the ground.
Yeah, they need to figure something out to make them a little better. I mean.
So Bobby Pierce still got his point lead.
Plus, I don't like when they get on the half miles and the arrow stuff comes in effect. I hate that.
Yeah,
that's one thing. That's one of my pet peeves is the arrow and the dirt on a dirt race period.
Yeah, yeah. Those two don't really go together.
Yeah.
Well, it goes together a lot now.
And, I mean it's so horrible when you watch a guy go in there and the guy slides up in front of him and then the guy's front end just washes straight to the wall. It's I hate seeing that for them guys.
Yeah. But one thing. Like I said, one thing about it though, it's consistent.
Oh yeah,
it is consistent.
It's the same for everybody.
Yeah, you know what it is when you get there.
Yep, exactly.
If I get behind this cat and I don't get in front of him in 5 laps, I'm probably not getting in front of him.
Which might make the racing a little better to get everybody to the front.
For the first 5 or 6 laps, anyways, for sure. But overall, pretty good weekend for the World of Outlaw guys out in Kansas. 40 cars, good turnout. It's a shame that both tracks kind of locked down.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I mean, McCready did make the pass on the top before before the track were locked down. But,
right. Yeah.
Shout out to Tim McCready holding it down for us old guys. One more old guy gets a dub. And
it's pretty cool. He won with his dad's old
wrap.
Wrap on there. Yeah.
Well, Ashton, she asked him about that in Victory Lane, and he kind of got all choked up because he said, I didn't really think about that, And then he kind of caught him off guard. But I think McCready was a guy when he was a kid. He kind of like all kids. He just kind of rubs you the wrong way.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm better than you. Now that he's getting older, kind of like Bobby Pierce, just like our guest this week.
For a while he was better than everybody.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what he drove.
Well, just like our guest this week. He.
It's, you either like him or hate him. That's what it is. I mean.
Yeah, the most polarizing individual in all of dirt racing.
Yeah.
Hangs out with us. What the hell? Like
I just kind of like those kind of guys myself.
Yeah.
Maybe I was kind of that way.
Yeah, Flash was kind of that way. So, but overall, like I said, it was a good weekend for the World of Outlaw guys.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of good weekend, this is we're looking for a sponsor. We're going to do our new past guest segment. Past guest had a pretty good week this week, Flash.
Yeah.
Turbo swept the Gumbo Nationals at Greenville Speedway for $15,000. Turbo does Turbo things. Somebody bitches at him on Facebook, and instead of Turbo just letting it go like most people would, Turbo just comments back to him, and the guy said, "Yeah, that's why you can never win," and he just put his picture in Victory Lane. Like, that's what we did tonight. He wins the next night. Turbo goes back to that guy's post. Said, "Got 2 of them for you, buddy."
Yeah.
So
That's funny.
yeah, Turbo just sometimes he just can't.
Yeah.
He can't let it go. But
You don't like it? Meet me at the truck stop.
yeah, any place, anytime, anywhere. Funny how fitting that our guest this week and Turbo, they've both been on the show. They're both good dudes, and people have a different perspective. How's that you say that word? Perspective is not reality, or however. Yeah. People think Bobby Pierce is the biggest prick in the world, and you hang out with him for an hour, he's pretty cool.
Yeah,
he's
pretty cool dude.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool dude. Even though he likes playing Call of Duty, he's pretty cool. So Turbo got a win. Our man Jeff Watson picked up the Rockcastle Speedway Modified Track Championship, and on the same night he won the Crate Lake Model feature.
Yeah.
He didn't even run the first 3 races of the damn year.
Yeah.
And he picked it up with a broken wrist.
Yeah.
The last 7 races he ran with a broken wrist. So shout out to Jeff Watson for taking the Modified Track Championship at Rockcastle. And Brian Barber picked up the Lake Cumberland Modified Track Championship and wasn't even running for a track championship.
Yeah.
He missed 2 or 3 races as well. So
yeah,
that's pretty cool. And last night, the King of the Rock, Blake Brown, former guest, won the race. Jeff Watson ran second.
Yep.
Ben Harmon ran third. Brian Barber ran fourth. So we had the whole top 5 covered at the King of the Rock race.
Yeah.
All previous guests racing for each other, beating up on each other. And Dylan Baldwin and Ashton Thompson, both Hoosier Huntley 305 Wing Sprint Car racers that we've had on the show, they both made the feature at Tri State in a tough field. We're going to talk about that, but tough field. So it was overall a good weekend, and we're going to throw this out there too. Our man Drake York is over in the United Kingdom doing the sprint car, stock car, weapon division.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what they're called.
Right.
They've got the stock car. They're like street stocks, but they look like sprint cars, but they race like bangers.
Yeah.
He's over here working all that stuff, so that's pretty cool for our buddy Drake York. He's over there having a good time, and hat shake. A big congratulations to Cole Followay, clinched the U.M.P national championship before next weekend.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You can't even be beat.
Yep.
So he picked up the U.M.P national champion, marked that one off the list. The Mars Modified Touring Series, picked it up at Fairbury, marked that off the list, and 21 feature wins on the year for Owensboro, Kentucky's Cole Followay.
That's a pretty good year because he started off rough too.
Yeah.
So I mean, he had a couple of really bad weeks there the first 4 or 5 weeks, and so he really stepped it up.
and Cole Followay, and when we had Jackson Barber on, I was kind of giving him a hard time, but he's probably the best modified driver in the country right now.
Oh yeah.
In the U.M.P ranks.
Yeah.
The IMCA and the USMTS stuff. That's different.
Yeah,
That's a totally different rules package, everything. But in our area, in the Midwest, Cole Followay is the best modified driver in the country right now.
Yeah.
So that's hat shake to him. Went to Tri State last night, Flash.
Yeah.
First off, if you have never been to Tri State Speedway and you're listening to this show, and it could be because you're a late model fan and they run sprint cars all the time. They do have a summer national race, and then next year the flow race is coming back.
Yeah.
But do yourself a favor. You have to go to Tri State Speedway.
Yeah.
You just absolutely have to. It's top 5 racetrack in the country, in my opinion. I know some of the drivers hate it.
Oh yeah.
Because quite frankly, it's hard to drive.
Yeah.
It's hard to get a hold of.
Actually, it blows my mind that they hate it, because every time we talk to somebody and they're like, yeah, I really don't like it that much. And it's like, it looks like it would be my favorite racetrack.
Well, here's what's really funny. So last night I run into Ethan Barrow.
Yeah.
Walking through the pits, run into Ethan Barrow. Hey, man, I see you everywhere. He's telling us we're big time because he was in Georgia last weekend. Oh, yeah. You guys are big time. Oh, Flash, and he called you old, too.
Oh, yeah. Well,
he said...
The old guy still hanging out?
Yeah, that's what he said. He said, where's the old guy at?
Yeah.
I was like, damn, Ethan, he's like your age.
Yeah.
But
whatever.
He goes,
somebody's got to be the old guy.
Yeah. Well, it depends on how we feel.
Yeah.
Some days I'm really old.
I'm telling you right about now, I'm feeling old.
You're feeling old, yeah.
From this weekend.
Yeah. So Ethan Barrow goes, I said, man, I love this place. He goes, I can't stand it. He said, I like drinking beer here, sitting on the back stretch and telling guys what they're doing wrong. Yeah. He said, I always get my car too tight here. In the feature, drives her straight in the fence. She's too tight. Yeah. So we walk in Tri State. First people I see when we walk in is Cole Parker. Yeah. Friend of the show, hangs out. He might be the funniest guy in the world. He said, if you want to build your podcast up, take a go-kart and jump it in the swimming pool. People get all over you. Take how stupid you are. Yeah,
we don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I tell you, people tell me how stupid I am every day, man. So I don't need to jump the go-kart in the pool to do that.
Exactly. Yeah, we get that all the time.
But yeah, and then I seen Kyle Cummins, former guest of the show, current USAC national points leader, but. Drake Edwards was making his first ever 410 non-wing sprint car race.
Yeah, I seen him on there too. He ran good too.
Well, he would have ran really good, but he broke a right front shock.
Oh man!
The last 10 laps, the kid was front end's bouncing and he's just gassing it up.
Yeah.
Look,
that wasn't a USAC race, was it?
No, USAC was Friday. It was Midwest Thunder race.
Because I seen him and Cameron. Cameron was both there with Kyle. So.
Well. I know they were best friends, but they probably had some talking.
Oh, yeah.
Because he broke his right front shock on Cameron's left rear tire on a restart and cut down Cameron's tire. But
whoops,
it happens.
Yeah.
But
oh yeah, me and my dad raced for years, cut tires off, ball joints. I mean, we done it all.
Yeah,
it just happens. You can't if you're gonna race with friends or family members, it's gonna happen sometime or another.
Well, it was neither one of their faults really though, because they kind of bottled up on a restart.
Oh yeah,
single file restart, and everybody bumper tagged, and Tri State you're turning down.
Oh yeah.
But if you go back and listen to the Drake Edwards, go back and listen to the Drake York interview too.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. But the Drake Edwards and Cameron LaRose, I give Drake such a hard time.
Yeah,
but I gotta apologize. That kid is a wheel man.
Oh yeah,
yeah, he is flat out wheel man.
He can wheel them midgets. I mean, yeah, it's crazy how good he is.
What's crazy is he didn't have no problem with Tri State getting a hold of it.
No.
Of course, he was in Kyle Cummins' backup.
Yeah.
So I mean, the car was going to go around there regardless.
Right.
But he did a hell of a job, man. He really did. But hung out with Walt and Chase for a little bit, and got to talk to them. And our buddy Robert was there.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, Robert was there. So sat with Robert all night and bullshitted about racing. And now I'm just going to put this out there for everybody to know. If you know my buddy Robert, man, you see him at the racetrack, he's the ultimate race chaser. It'd be 195 degrees, and Robert's got on blue jeans.
Yeah.
He just the way he rose. He come rolling up in the racetrack last night in some shorts.
Really?
I was like, Robert, blue jeans dirty? He's like, nah. About 3 weeks ago, man, it was so hot, I wore some shorts to the racetrack. And that's all I've ever worn. I've got shorts on every day now. I'm like, yeah, you think you live in the Midwest where it's 100,000 degrees, 100% humidity. You think, but yeah. So, but why was that Tri State? Chase and Walt introduced me to Wendell Mitchell and Heather. I think her name's Marsh. Super cool people.
Yeah.
Super cool. The sprint car to the bone. Go travel all over the country. If sprint cars are racing, they're watching it. Even help get some guys some tires and stuff over the years.
Yeah.
But met with them. I just want to give them a shout out. Super cool. And Jaden Rogers, old high school teacher, ran into him at the gas station.
Yeah.
Made small talk because I had a sprint car shirt on. He had a sprint car shirt on. Comes to find out, high school teachers in Indiana. I'm glad I didn't get his name. I don't want to give him trouble. Yeah. They might get sloshed on the weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He was Jaden Rogers to the bone. So, but yeah, he cool dude though. He's like and so he's talking, was bullshit, and was telling me about the podcast, and later at night when I seen him, he drunk. He goes, "Hey, podcast, what's up? Tell everybody who you are." And I was like, man, you're having a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so went to Tri State, 30 non-wing sprint cars. Guess who else I ran into there, Flash? Ask about you.
Who's that?
Marcus Elliott.
Oh, yeah?
He's like, where's Flash at? I said, he's fishing. He goes, yeah, he's always fishing. But ran into Marcus and his wife. And
that's cool.
Want to say congratulations to Bailey. Picking up our first track championship.
Seen that, yeah. That's pretty cool.
So I went down and congratulated her, and she let me know she beat all the boys.
That's right.
Yeah, I beat all the boys. So but had a good time.
I'll tell you, something else was cool too. I seen on Facebook. I guess it was last night, or it might have been today when I was looking. Trey Osborne. I seen where somebody helped him out and get his engine going again, and actually helping him get another one, I believe. So
I think
that's going to be.
It's going to be a game changer for him.
We had a bunch of people help him get his motor back together so he could make it this week to.
For the ticket to Tulsa.
Yeah, for the ticket to Tulsa thing, which was pretty awesome. So I'm glad to see some people helping him out, because he's a good kid.
Yeah, he is a good kid. I like him. Trading sliders approved.
Yeah.
Trey Osborne.
Yeah.
Goofy? Yes.
Yeah.
But good kid, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So,
he can drive wheels off of a sprint car, too.
Yeah. Another guy that does not care for Tri State. But
yeah.
But last night, somebody who does care for Tri State, Kevin Thomas Jr. took the win over Jaden Rogers and Kyle Cummins. Kevin Thomas started 7th and just flat out, just slide job galore.
Yeah.
I mean, just absolutely. Slider of the week, Kevin Thomas Jr. It actually came for second because he slid Justin Grant and Kyle Cummins from 4th to 2nd, 2 for 1. Kmart Blue Light Special.
Yeah.
And then the next lap, he also threw a bomb on Jaden Rogers. Rogers was checked out. Had like a straightaway over Cummins and them. I mean, just in a whole other area code. Caution comes out, and you're riding around. They're throwing crumbs up everywhere because they do track prep a lot.
Right.
So the guys behind him kind of rode in the center to the top, and Rogers ran the center to the top like he always did, and there's really nothing to lean on, and looking back on it, if he watches the video, I think he's gonna hope he slid himself going into turn 1.
Yeah,
because he left it open.
Right.
And you don't let guys like Kevin Thomas Jr. and Kyle Cummins and Justin Grant have the door open.
No.
Because if the door's open, they take it. So.
Yep.
So
especially in sprint cars.
Yeah. So really good feature. And then the 305, the Hoosier Huntley IMCA Race Saver, 32 cars. Tri State. I don't want to shit on the Midwest Thunder's sister series.
Yeah.
I love the Midwest Thunder 14 sprint cars, and the micro sprint series they have is a really good series. The 1200 cc's micros.
Yeah.
But we have to get the 305 series. Every time they come, they bring over 30 cars.
Yeah.
And the racing is phenomenal. I mean, absolutely great race. John Prather Jr. took the win. Started 4th or 5th and took the win. But Rod Henning out of Ohio started 12th or 13th and ran 2nd.
Yeah.
I mean, it was racing all over the racetrack. So it was a really good show. I said our buddy Dylan Baldwin, he messaged me. He said, I stepped on it last night. I said, you didn't step on it. You learned.
Yeah.
You learned that it's kind of hard to run across the crumbs sometimes.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I mean, I didn't have a real solid race. Something was always going on with me. He said, but man, I love that place. So I said, that's the attitude to have.
Yeah. Tri-State, it's so tight and fast. There's always something will be going on there.
Yeah. Tri-State is always.
And the track changes so much. What I like about the track always changes from the start of the feature to the midway. It changes so much just in that amount of time.
And Tommy Helderich, he just.
That's what makes that place special, though.
He does not.
Yeah.
Like last night. So they run the 410 race.
So it didn't get locked down. Just
no. Yeah. Cletus from Brownstown, Indiana. I don't know your real names. I'm not even gonna call you Cletus because that doesn't do Cletus McFarland justice. J Bob or Shiska Bob, whatever that dude's name is at Brownstown. That was the absolute opposite of lockdown.
Yeah.
It was trading sliders, throwing bombs. So I hope you put down the bush lights and made your way to Tri State last night.
Yeah.
But from the way you talked, you probably went to Brownstown and seen Devin Gilpin win his 6th track championship in the late model series. So congratulations, because he broke the record now.
Yeah.
Him and gentleman Jim Curry were tied at 5. So 6-time Super Late Model track champion Devin Gilpin. So hats off to you on that. But overall, great time at Tri State. Couldn't ask for anything better. Got home last night, flash by midnight.
Dang, that's pretty good.
So, another thing, guys, take lessons from Tri State. It gets dark earlier now.
Yeah.
So what's to do what Tri State did. They moved hot laps up an hour because as soon as it gets dark, we're going racing.
Yeah.
And we don't got to sit at the racetrack all night.
That's pretty cool.
I absolutely love Tri State. It's one of those places that but like Helfrich though. So the feature got dusty like the last 3 laps. Not like dirty on you, but just crummy. Well, while they're doing the interviews on the front stretch, he goes out and waters the top, and then the push trucks roll it in for the 305 feature. And those dudes were going. So it was a fun time.
Yeah.
Did you see the crash of the week? It's time for the DO Handyman Remodeling Crash of the Week. Did you see the old boy in the B Main Friday night at Fairbury go for a ride?
No.
All right, B Main Fairbury, Billy Huff, older gentleman. He was I guess he wasn't the meat of the sandwich. He was on the inside, so I guess he was the bread.
Yeah.
But he was probably the heel. Yeah. it was not the fluffy sourdough bread. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Guy comes off the top, bounces off the wall, hits the guy on the inside of him. The guy on the inside of him, so they're basically trying to go 4 wide.
Right.
Guy on the inside of him's like, oh damn, they're wrecking. Turns left. Well, Huff got a run and a half. Gets hooked in the right rear. Turns him. The left rear digs in. It snaps like a sprint car. Flips 4.5 times into the opening where you leave off the racetrack.
Oh man.
Nasty wreck. So
yeah.
I don't know if Billy Huff has any merchandise, but look him up on Facebook. If he sells T-shirts, he's going to need some help.
Yeah. His car, money to get it back together.
His car was tore up.
Yeah.
Well,
they're done for the year, so maybe he can get it back together next year anyway. So
regardless, he's done for the year.
Yeah.
It was a nasty one.
If I didn't go fishing this weekend, that's where I was going.
Yeah, it was a nasty one.
That's another one that you got to go to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because here in the winter, we're going to do a gotta go to segment.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about where you have to go, and then where we want to go.
Right.
Some places that we haven't even been to.
Yeah.
That's on the list, Flash.
Right.
But this week's DO Handyman Remodeling. Check it out on Flow Racing. You can see it. Nasty crash, and we're glad Billy Huff was okay. But man, it was a hard hit. 2 more things before we get off here and check out this week's interview with the smooth operator Bobby Pierce. One, I didn't see none of it last night, but it's worth mentioning because $50,000 to win. It's still $50,000 to win. And the Lucas Oil late model was at Pittsburgh for the Pittsburgher. And Superman Jonathan Davenport started 3rd. I seen the highlights, but I didn't get to see the race.
Yeah.
Started 3rd, and on the first lap, it's like the Brandon Shepard was kind of like, I'm going to see how bad Superman really is. I'm going to give him the whole bottom.
Yeah.
And Superman's like, thank you. And drove on by him. So, Yeah, the Rocket XR2 was not quite. It did not quite stick the bottom in turns 1 and 2 on the start. Moran made a big run down the backstretch trying to get underneath him, but after about 3 or 4 years, after about 3 or 4 laps, seemed like 3 or 4 years because the track was so damn big. But after about 3 or 4 laps, that one was pretty much over.
Yeah.
And the final one we're going to talk about, Williams Grove Speedway National Open. This one was not over in 3 or 4 laps.
Yeah.
It's probably the race of the week this weekend. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's on Dirt Vision. First off, Friday night National Open. Posse said, "Look, World of Outlaws, we know it's PA Posse versus Outlaws, but you guys aren't coming to our house and taking our money."
Yeah.
Chase Dietz took the win. Started 4th, took the win. Lance DeWeese, the old brick car Flash, from back in the day on the TNN Motorsports days.
Yeah.
Lance DeWeese took 2nd. And Danny Dietrich took 3rd in the $12,000 to win race. Carson Macedo ended up 4th. He was the first Outlaw guy. Almost had the podium. Got slid on the last lap. But Saturday night, $75,000 to win National Open. World of Outlaw guys looked in their playbook and said, "All right, this is what we need to do. We were all off on setting the car up last night."
Yeah.
And the My Race Pass shows Sheldon Hodenshaw wins from 2nd. Don't let that fool you. Go watch the race.
Yeah.
Bill Baylog jumps out to the lead. Baylog leads 32 of the 40 laps, just banging the cushion. Track's in tip-top shape for a big half mile that you would think doesn't race real good. Raced phenomenal. The track was in excellent shape. Baylog up on the cushion. He stumbles on the cushion, gets above the fluff, gets tight. Hodenshaw passes him. Baylog goes back to the top, just rips it for 3 or 4 laps, they're going at it. Dogfight coming down to the white flag, to the final lap. They get the white flag. Hot-and-Shod, slow row.
Yeah.
410 wing sprint car.
You don't slow roll.
Yeah,
huh?
you don't really slow roll, but yeah.
Yeah.
He rolled the bottom. Let me rephrase that.
Right.
He rolled the bottom. Baylog rips the top, gets bouncing. Danny Dietrich throws a bomb on Bill Baylog. They come to the line. Hot-and-Shod wins $75,000. He's only got like 8 or 9 races left in his car.
Yeah.
So morale's up. Team morale's up. Everybody's good. But Sheldon Hot-and-Shod picked up the win. Danny Dietrich got second and Bill Baylog third. So the posse did posse things.
Oh, yeah.
On the podium both nights. Swept the podium Friday night. And Dietrich, ended up second there. Pretty good payday. For somebody that I'm talking about moving the needle. He says what's on his mind. So,
right.
But yeah, so that's what went on this weekend. Anything else to add, Flash?
No, I can't think. I can't really tell you in race. I mean, I watched what I could at night, but I had to go to bed by about 10 o'clock every night because I was up 2 hours before daylight every day. So,
how did the tournament go? You do any good fishing?
Straight to the back.
Yeah. Well,
it was like I started on the pole and drove straight to the back. Yeah, it's kind of how it went.
So what you're saying is you had a Brad week.
Yeah, I finished next to last.
Did you draw a 2 or 22?
No,
or anything?
I was the last one to sign in, and I pretty much finished there.
Well, it happens sometimes.
It was just one of those things.
Yeah.
Hey, it was the first time I've been on the lake this year, though. So I mean, I've been so busy I haven't got to fish, and I'm gonna blame it on something.
Yeah, no, you didn't just suck.
Yeah. Hey, I was fishing, so I didn't care.
Yeah, so
it was a good day. Got to see some of the guys I hung out with when fishing all the time, so it was a pretty good time.
So, all right, well, we're gonna get off here. We're gonna check out Bobby Pierce, guys. This is an interview that if you're not a Bobby Pierce fan, you probably will be after this. If you are a Bobby Pierce fan, you're gonna be like, yeah, that's my dude. I'm representing. So,
and that's like a lot of our interviews too, man. A lot of people don't realize that they don't realize how these guys are until you actually go listen to them. You know what I mean?
You hang out with them and bullshit for an hour.
And the way we do these things, these guys aren't just putting on a show when they do this. This is the way they actually are. I mean, that's what's cool about it. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm not gonna be rude, but if you're giving me bullshit, I'm gonna give you bullshit back. So,
right,
so you better be real with us.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm the best interviewer. I'm no. What's that dude on CNN that did all that investigating?
Oh yeah.
I'm no Chris Hansen or nothing. I'm nothing like that. But I will bullshit with you. So it
was a good time.
It was a good time. So we're gonna get off here and listen to this week's deep dives presented by Kentucky Clutch and Performance with Bobby Pierce out of Oakwood, Illinois. It's time for the Trading Sliders Deep Dives presented by Kentucky Clutch and Performance. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This week's Trading Sliders Deep Dive. We have the most dominating late model driver in the country for the last decade. Is that doable or not?
Yeah, sure. Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to you. Bobby Pierce out of Oakwood, Illinois. We appreciate you coming on. First and foremost, thank you because you're squeezing us in at midnight on a race night.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate you because it's not like you're busy or anything. How many races you think you've run already this year? Well, I mean, not how many you think. I'm sure you know.
I know I'm in the 80s, low 80s. Last year I ran 99. So, yeah.
Well, and when we walked in here, I said, I bet he's around 84, 85. So, with just a few rainouts, I mean. Yeah. So, first, when I think of Bobby Pierce, everybody wants to talk about how do we say, aggression. But I don't think that. When I think of Bobby Pierce, I think of racing family. You guys, you and your dad, I mean, this is a whole family operation. Your mom spearheads the souvenirs. Your fiance takes care. First off, fiance, that's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not weird now. I'm pretty used to it.
You get used to it.
Sometimes I call her my wife. So.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah. So your fiance takes care of all your social media stuff. You and your dad, are on the road nonstop doing this racing thing. How cool is it to do it with your family first?
Oh, it's everything really. It's I'm very blessed to have that in my life. If my dad and mom wouldn't have been so supportive my whole early stages of my career, and then they still are, but if they weren't as supportive and stuff, I don't know if I'd be racing. So my dad, he's been there every step of the way, and so is my mom. And for the longest time, my sister was helping me. That was many years ago. So yeah, it's a big family deal. You know, we're all super competitive, and we all want to win. We're a bunch of sore losers, really. So
well, who's not? Who's not a sore loser, honestly?
Yeah, but it helps, you know. We all have that drive to just be the best, and my dad instilled that in me. And I don't know, it's just cool. You know, obviously my dad is very smart when it comes to this stuff, so he always said that, you know, if I was going to do anything else, he didn't know how he was going to help me. So racing's kind of all I know too. So it just worked out that way, and we've had some pretty good accomplishments the last few years.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty good accomplishments. You've only won like everything you could possibly win under the sun. As successful as you are, when you have nights that aren't so good, how do you just on to the next? Because you said you're a gamer, so you play video games. Is that the main way you just clear your mind, or are you so focused that you don't really have a choice?
So I wasn't gaming in the last like 2 months, and I kind of did notice I was a little bit more on edge because I think I didn't have that escape. It's nice to have something like that. I started actually, like, I turned my PlayStation on again for the first time in a while just the other day. So playing some Rocket League and got some Warzone in there with some buddies. So that's nice. And what I like about gaming too is it's that part of competitiveness. You know, you apply that to gaming, and it's like, I get that on the racetrack, but sometimes it's not enough. Like, I need to, I'm a competitor, you know, I gotta win it.
You gotta keep going, yeah.
So if we lose in the car, you're kicking somebody's ass on the game, and that's how it's gonna be?
Exactly.
Yeah, you gotta win, so you can't go to bed losing. It makes for a rough night.
Yes, yeah, for sure. And it's tough, and it's tough doing this deal, especially like this weekend. I mean, lots of good cars here, you know, some of the best in the country, and we get 7th tonight at Brownstown, and I mean, that's not a bad run, but it's like, heck, we want to win, so you know, we're trying to get
better. You'd have had about 5th if you wouldn't have run off the backstretch over there.
Right, exactly.
Probably. But that's what I was going to say too. One thing I like about watching you race is it's 110% the whole time you're on the racetrack, every single time. And I watch you. Actually, my first time I ever watched you race was right here at this racetrack. A little background, we're at Brownstown Speedway. You was running a mini mod.
Kid mods.
Yeah, kid mods. The very first time I ever seen you race. So that was pretty cool. We're actually doing this.
That was a 12-year-old Bobby.
I was 11.
Yeah,
I was 11. Yeah. And then I went to crates when I was 12, and then supers when I was 13. So I'm 28 now, and I've been doing this I've been racing super late models over half my life.
Yeah.
That's kind of when you say it like that, you know, it's kind of hard to fathom that I've been doing this, you know, for half my life.
Yeah.
So you don't know anything else. This is what you're gonna do, huh?
Yeah. I'm not very smart when it comes to a bunch of things, but racing, it's in my blood. I know a lot about it, so it's been working out.
Yeah.
Has there ever been any time, which I know the answer to this, but I still got to ask it. Has there ever been any time where you've come in and your dad's just like, I'm gonna knock the hell out of you, or does he let you calm down before you guys have your conversation? Because I know your dad, he's not really I'm going to give you a hug tonight type dad.
He's, I mean, I don't know. I see how much I'm like him and parts of my mom as well, because like I said, we're a bunch of sore losers. When we don't win, you know, it's rough. Like tonight, it always starts off like, I don't know, one of us might have something to say, like, oh, the car needed to be better with this, or you need to, he might say, I need to do this better on the track, and then it normally, we normally end up pissing each other off, but then at the end of the day and tomorrow, you know, we're perfectly fine. That's just how we communicate.
Well, that's I mean, you're going to have to be running 100 nights a year.
Oh, yeah.
If you dwell on it, that could, you know, one run could turn into a month of bad runs.
Yeah.
And now that we're sitting here looking at the whiteboard, you know, we're going to put this on your dad tonight because it says Bob's setup sheets. So he forgot to bring the goods, okay? This one's on Dad. This one's not on you.
I guess he needs some more setup sheets. I don't know. There's not a whole lot to his setup sheets. It's a bunch of scribbling. You can't really read it.
So it don't really matter.
Yeah.
It's just like, damn, Dad, I would have done that, but I couldn't read what you're writing.
Right.
Yeah, that's funny. with you talking about you've been doing this for half your life, I associate you with the Hell Tour, with Summer Nationals, and I've heard you say before in other interviews that that prepares you because you just have to race. It doesn't matter if the night before sucked. You don't got 3 days to think about it because you gotta. First off, you gotta drive 6-8 hours, and then you gotta figure out what you tore up and fix it. A, how much do you miss running the Hell Tour? And B, how did it shape you as a driver?
I actually kind of thought of the Hell Tour tonight. When I started 5th in my heat race, I was like, man, yeah, I do kind of miss the Hell Tour sometimes. It's like, the Hell Tour was a lot of fun. Growing up, obviously, being a big dirt late model fan, dirt racing fan in general, watching the modifieds. The Hell Tour, when I was a little kid, it was always something I looked up to, and the guys that ran it, it was like I just really looked up to them guys. And I always thought, I guess I didn't really always thought about running it. I don't really know what I thought when I was that young, but when I got a little older, it's like, man, I really want to do that and win it. And let's see, the first time I did the whole Hell Tour, I was
I'm gonna say 14. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
14. Yeah. And then the next year, so I got second to Brandon Shepard that first year, and it came down to the wire because he broke on the last race, and I would have had to win it or something. But the next year, me and Billy Moyer Jr. almost tied, but I barely beat him for the win. Ended up winning it, I think 5 times.
Yeah.
I do miss it, but running a national tour is where it's at. If you really want to do this stuff, that's where the most money's at. That's where the most competition is at. Obviously, you get better, but the Hell Tour doesn't have slouch for competition.
No.
It is stout competition for sure. And sometimes, national guys can come into a Hell Tour race and get their butts whooped. So
yeah. And you get to run on a lot of badass racetracks.
You do, and that's
that's what I was about to say.
Your style racetracks.
Yeah, my style tracks. Obviously, there's some on the Hell Tour that I don't like as much, but there was so many. Pick and choose which ones you like, but there was a bunch of them, just little bull rings that I grew up racing on a lot. And you mentioned how aggressive I am when I race. Yeah. It taught you to be aggressive, and
but if not, you got ate up.
Exactly.
You had to.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like it's throwing you to the wolves in a summer national heat race. If you're not up on the wheel, you are not going to win that heat race. Like summer nationals, there is no just.
Yeah, you can't cruise.
Yeah,
there is no cruising.
I'm not taking. I'm going to be. Hey, look, I don't really feel like fixing the body this tonight, so I'm just going to cruise. That doesn't happen.
You're not going to win.
No, not only are you not going to win, you're going to tear shit up.
Yeah.
because you wasn't going 100%.
You were in the way.
Yeah, that's.
But you better get up on top, knock the deck out of it, and figure it out.
Yeah.
One thing I like about you, because you've got a good crew around you. But what I like about your crew is when the deck's knocked out, you are the one that fixes it. They're done fixing that. They're like, you're old enough now, you shouldn't knock this out. So when it happens, it's on you.
I do have a kid now, Darren. He started working for me this year. I've kind of got him a little bit more into some body stuff, but I think there's been a couple of times this year he's fixed it all himself, like whether it's changing a spoiler. I'll assist him a little bit, but for the most part, most of the body work, I do a lot of the body work all myself, but I do have some help here and there now.
Well, I would say as far as hiring a body guy, you probably are not going to get people signing up for that job.
Yeah.
Just the way you run, balls to the wall on the outside, everybody's going to be like, no, we'll help you with tires.
Yep.
We don't want to do the body.
But you see, when you do it and you win, then it's like, okay, we'll fix it.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal.
But if you're knocking the deck out and you're not winning, that's when it's the problem.
Right.
Well, see, I would associate you with. Do you have a sheet metal brake with you on the road? Because you seem like a guy that, well, not now that you're older, you're wise now, 28. But I would say 10 years ago, it would have been to your benefit to have at least a 4-foot brake with you.
That might be something S&S can incorporate into the next trailer.
Yeah. I was like, speaking of trailer, how do you back this damn thing out, the wheelbase being so long on your truck?
It's tough.
Yeah, because,
tough.
It is a long wheelbase.
Yeah, we all are, and especially the ones that have the back bedroom. Like, I got a back bedroom in my truck, and
that's because you're married now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. But I've had that before too. Like I've always said, I would never get another toter without a back bedroom. It's nice just having that privacy back there, and it kind of makes you feel like you're not on the road, and you still are, but that's really nice. But yeah, it makes it a little longer, but yeah, it's a challenge. Like, so I'll drive the thing, but two of my crew guys, they'll drive it most of the time, and I'll drive it sometimes, and backing out's a challenge. My dad, he's obviously got years of experience doing it. If we get in a bind, there was one time at Florence last year.
Well, yeah, you don't even got to explain it.
Yeah.
You say Florence. If you weren't parked in the center, if you was anywhere around the outside, you're screwed.
Yes. Well, we got in there. We got it in a bind. I was like sleeping in the back, and trucks going back and forth, back and forth. I finally wake up. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then it was in a complete bind, and there was no way. Like, we had to move because it was all messed up. Well, we called a tow truck was gonna come and like pick up the trailer to reset it so we could get out of that spot. Well, Bob somehow, I mean, he missed a truck here, missed a truck there, and a truck there by an inch apiece, and got it backed out.
So I know you was a big Shannon Babb fan growing up. Who was your idol? Was it your dad, or was he just dad? Because I mean, everybody, when you're a kid, everybody wants to come up and talk to your dad, but you know, was it like, oh my God, my dad's a superstar? Or was it just like, you know, hell, he's just dad?
Yeah, he was just dad. I never thought of it that way. I guess I compare it to when I had all my little diecast cars. Like, I had a whole bunch of diecast cars, and I'd race them in the dirt, and it was the real deal. Like, I had actual races. I'm
pretty sure that our initials aren't just the same. Yeah. I think we might, like, obviously I'm a few years older than you, about like 25. but you're into video games. I probably have 200 of the diecast cars at the house still. Some are beat up from when I was young, but most of them I'm on round 2, so I've got a bunch of them sitting there that I don't race anymore.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
unfortunately,
I got a few that got ran over by some trucks and trailers backing out.
Yeah,
I'd still be sitting there playing with them.
Yeah,
almost getting ran over myself.
So that's
but
fine.
anyways, so I wouldn't have my dad in the race. His car would sit off to the side, and someone else would always win.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
you're like, I'm tired of seeing my old man win. We're gonna figure this out.
But when I'd watch him race. Of course, he quit racing when I was about 6 years old, so I barely remember any of it. But I remember being really nervous, and I just wanted him to do good.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing. I see a lot of your dad, and I see your driving style now as you're older in your dad's style, because you're starting to transition where you drive the car straighter. You're not always in a bind, except for maybe backing out of Florence, but you're not always in a bind. But one thing, and I could be totally wrong, but you know, you get the nickname the Smooth Operator, and I've always thought of you as Billy Moyer. Like, when I watch you drive, I think Billy Moyer, because you prefer the track to be a little choppy. You prefer it to have a cushion. You don't want it slick. Like, everybody's like, Moyer's so good, and it's like Moyer never wanted it. He wanted the track because of the Summer Nationals, because of the Hell Tour.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's what I associate you with, because your dad was always super straight. You know, let's keep the fenders on it, let's keep the tires on it, and as everybody remembers Moyer's last 10 years, but Moyer's first 10 years, there was no super straight. I mean, he was going balls to the wall.
Yeah. Well, and I agree. You know, he raced Summer Nationals a lot, and I feel like when you think of the GOATs, Billy Moyer and Scott was that straight guy where he kept his car straight and didn't want to ruffle up his body panels at all. Whereas Billy Moyer was a little bit more of like an Illinois guy, you could say, even though he was Arkansas. But I agree with you there.
Yeah, that's just what I'm just like, because you know, everybody always.
And we both got Smooth our nickname, and I'm not always Smooth Operator, but
how in the hell did you get that nickname at such a young age? Because there was nothing smooth at all about you then.
So I won my first couple of Summer National races on the bottom. I was 16 years old. So you got to think, you can't race Eldora till you're 16. So I kind of blame Eldora for the madness of when I really started being a cushion rider and stuff like that, wall banger. Because the first time I went to Eldora, I knocked the wall down in qualifying, and then I had to learn how to run the top. Once I learned how to run the top, the weekend was over. Well, we come back to the World in September, and I led some of that race. My first ever World 100, and I was ripping the lip, and I was hitting the wall.
This is cake. I got this.
I was like, it's easier to run on the top than the bottom. But before that year in the summer, I had won some summer national races on the bottom. And I mean, hugging the bottom, like super slow, super straight. Like, if they were gonna pass me on the top, they were gonna pass me. I wasn't getting up.
Yeah. This is me, boys. This is where I'm
then,
at.
like, flash forward 1 year later, and it's just changed. But they gave me the nickname. Rick Eshelman gave me the nickname Smooth Operator, like that year, and now it's a, what does someone call it, like an oxymoron or something, where it's
Well.
Yeah, but it seems to me like you've gotten a lot smoother the past couple of years. I mean, you've really learned how to race now, is what I think.
And getting around to, I would say, running the Outlaws, started racing it in 2023 and won it that year, and getting to all the different racetracks and racing more in the Southeast and stuff. Yeah, you definitely learn to apply that a little bit everywhere.
Right. But if you're racing in the Southeast, i.e., we have to go to Blue Ridge, Georgia in the morning. Yeah. If you're racing in the Southeast, you better be straight, because if not, your Hoosiers are not going to last.
Yeah.
The dirt is so abrasive. Actually, I don't even call it dirt. The sand is so abrasive. The sand and clay is just so abrasive.
But hey, this year I won my first ever race in Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama. There might be one more, but like, this year.
Yeah, that's not that when we say Bobby Pierce, I don't think Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama. Yeah, that's the last thing that comes to my mind.
I beat JD and them guys at Smoky Mountain in Tennessee this year. I won the Alabama Gang 100, that 50K to win in Alabama
at Talladega.
Talladega.
Yeah. How badass is Talladega now? It's got a wall in 1 and 2. Can we not get a wall at every racetrack?
Yes. Yeah. Brownstown. If Brownstown had a wall.
Thank you.
Hey, yes.
You've been listening to our podcast? Every week.
I did listen to one of them.
Every week I'm like, if Brownstown would put a freaking wall up.
Well, I haven't heard you say that, but I've been saying that for a while.
Yeah.
If Brownstown had a wall, oh my God, it'd be one of the most badass tracks.
It would be
in the
just
country.
like Fairbury.
Yeah.
But with the slickness, with the wideness.
Yeah, so you could do sliders.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's I've been preaching that. I even said on a few episodes ago, and I'm probably pissed people off when saying it. Take the money that you're going to change the bleachers with and just put a wall up around the damn place. Forget about the bleachers. Yeah. We're good with where we're sitting.
Yeah.
We are perfectly fine with that. I'm going to let everybody know, because if you want to blow off some steam, Bobby Pierce said he's the best Wreckfest racer there is.
Yeah.
So if you, what's your name on there? Is it? It can't be like Smooth Operator, because then everybody. It's got to be something off the wall.
It's spelled kind of weird. There's some stuff in there. I'm not gonna give it out.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. Because here I am being a jackass.
There's numbers and letters, and it's like, you know how gamer tags
are.
are.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I get it. Yeah. You just didn't put your whole first name like me, like an idiot. No. And then everybody's like, "Hey, jackass."
But if I would have just put it Bobby Pierce, then
you'd have been fine.
Yeah, because people
because everybody would think it was just somebody else. Yeah.
Exactly.
You didn't have to worry about it.
Some fan.
Yeah, they're like, man, look at this jackass. Wants to be Bobby Pierce. Yeah, he runs off the track just like him. It's got to be him. How cool was it to have a song wrote about you?
Oh, yeah. That was neat.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Because you were probably 18 then, 19? So I could just see you rolling around Oakwood in your caddy with your windows down, just bumping your own song.
Yeah.
Is that how you pulled the shorties back in the day in Oakwood? It's like, hey, this song is about me.
I had a red Hummer. I think that worked a little bit.
Well, I'd say so.
Yeah.
That's. All right, so much for the cool ass song. Let's kill that story.
And a hot tub at my parents' house. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, you
set them.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, that's a good life. You've been living the life since you've been living the rock star life since you was born. What the hell?
Yeah.
How tiring does it get on the road?
Oh, it does. Fortunately, like where we're based out of, and sometimes how the schedule is through the summer, we'll be going, say it's like Ohio, Iowa, Indiana, Wisconsin. We go back and forth through Illinois, so it's like we'll be home a lot of times through the week. Well, but the problem lies in, you're only home for a day.
Yeah.
So you're back on it again. And that's like the busy parts of the season. It's actually starting to wind down a little bit. Like this weekend's nice. We're only 2.5 hours away from home. Raced Friday, Saturday. I'll be home tomorrow night before the sun comes up, so that's always good.
that's a plus. And where you're parked, you can back straight out of here.
Yeah.
No bind whatsoever.
Exactly. But being on the road's tough. I mean, like I said, last year I ran 99 races, and I'd run 90 something in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of racing.
You could have found just one more last year.
I know. I wanted to get to 100. I know, but yeah.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Yeah. just you're going to get to 100 this year, aren't you?
No.
You don't think so?
No, because there was a couple rainouts, and then there no XR.
Yeah.
So, I ran the XR series last year, and that was, like 10 races? So that filled in a lot. However, and then last year, there was a lot of flow races that rained out.
Yeah.
This year, I'm running all the flow races. I'm leading the points in that, and then outlaws. We got 7 outlaw races left to go. But, no, I think I'll be in the 90s, but it's not going to get to 99. So, unless I go and race some other stuff.
Yeah.
But,
Unless you just decide, hey, we're going to go to Kokomo for the Clash just for the hell of it. We're trying to get to 100.
Clarksville Toilet Bowl or something.
Yeah.
Is that in the year?
Well, they do. I think they do got a $10,000 to win.
15,000.
Is it 15?
Yeah.
That's
Halloween weekend or something.
Yeah.
And that's going to be one of the last races, ain't it?
Yeah, I think they're done. That's a good question. How many places have you been to that's closed down now? Because you've been doing this for so damn long. I mean,
well, I've been to.
And one of them we can blame on your dad because he decided he didn't want to promote the track anymore.
Yeah, Vermilion County.
Yeah, well, Bob's setup sheets. Bob shut the track down. We'll put that on there too.
High pressure power steering lines.
Yeah, you need the extra spare main oil, the spare main oil line, not the spare oil line.
Extra spare.
Yeah, the extra spare.
Heck, I don't have a spare motor in here. Good thing we don't need it.
No, we're gonna jinx you now. How many tracks you've been to? It's no longer with us.
Probably a lot. So I've been to 180 something. I got it wrote down in my notes.
Well, hold on. You got some catching up to do.
Well, okay, so that's how many I've raced at.
Oh,
I've probably been to not that many of those, probably 200, but I've raced at 180 some different tracks in 32 states.
That's pretty cool.
Oklahoma this year was my 32nd state.
Get me beat on that. I mean, I only raced at like 120-ish tracks.
And I won a race in New Zealand.
Yeah, I want to. Those cars, what exactly are they? Are they a 3-link?
Now they're kind of turning into late models, damn near a full late model. But so they have, when I first went over there like 6 years ago or whatever, 7 years ago, they have, so they're called super saloons. The front end is a late model, basically.
Yeah.
Smaller tires though. And then the back end, the rear end and stuff is like a sprint car. And then they had fuel injection, or at least most of the guys had fuel injection like a sprint car.
And it's about 65-inch wheelbase.
Yeah.
Yeah, real short, twitchy.
They kind of look like a Hot Wheels car.
Yeah.
Like when
they look like cars.
They first contacted me, I looked up the video, I was like, oh, these look like Hot Wheels. This is pretty cool. But I've been over there 5 different times now, but now they're starting, their rules are pretty open, and they're starting to get like smart about things, how they're incorporating more late model stuff. They just got a couple rules where it's a little different, but they're almost now late models like Australia.
Yeah, and that's another place that you get some badass little racetracks. I mean, narrow. There's not many wide ones over there. Awful narrow.
It's definitely fender to fender because you can't go anywhere else.
Well, you know, super late model racing is obviously, what you've made a living in and how you do it. You've done some NASCAR truck race. You've done a little bit of everything. Is there any goal where you're like, I know you did some modified stuff, but is there anything where you're like, I'd like to try a midget. I'd like to try a sprint. Is there something that you want to just knock off the bucket list, or is it just like, I'm just going to be the best late model driver in the country?
For a while, I had wanted to do the Chili Bowl, but
hold on. I mean, just have you ever been
in a midget?
No, at the Chili Bowl.
No, I haven't. I watched it a lot.
Just go to the Chili Bowl one time. Don't go race. Just go hang out. You'll definitely want to do the Chili Bowl.
Yeah.
It's the best event there is.
My only concern with that, I just obviously they flip very easily,
Right.
and I know myself, I'm gonna push it to the limit, and I'm gonna find where the limit is. So
you're gonna be upside down
Yeah.
at least once. But the
At
good
least once.
thing about the chili bow is you can get upside down and you usually be okay.
Right.
Unless you go McCready and
Yeah,
hit
unless
the
you do
road
like he
breaker.
did, yeah.
exactly. But no, that, and then off-road truck. I
Yeah.
definitely want to do that sometime.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that.
I say if you was wanting to try the figure 8 stuff, I could probably get you a ride.
Nah.
Well, you
I'll
just told me how
pass.
good you was on Wreckfest.
Yeah, but that's a video game. You can
Yeah.
hit pause and restart, and
Bro, they're going like 40.
I like going in a circle.
You're like, okay, well, I was just saying. I know a guy. I know a few guys. I even know someone that's got the damn jig to fix them.
Yeah.
So if you ever decide you want to, I can probably get you, but by yourself. I can get you to make some laps. But it's like riding around in the rubber real slow.
Right.
That's all it is. I'll be honest with you. Somebody that's done both. It's a real.
Yeah.
It looks more fascinating than what it actually is. When you get out there, it's kind of like, it's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've done some NASCAR truck stuff, and then NASCAR wasn't what I wanted to do.
See,
Yeah.
that's why I'm a fan of Bobby Pierce.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're a dirt guy. You're a dirt guy to the core. And we're not going to keep you all night because, first off, we appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Because we know how busy you are. And we know Bob forgot the setup sheets, and you're scratching your head because you're a sore loser that you told us, and you ran 7th. So we get all. And he wants to go play Call of Duty.
I see this a lot of times though. I see Bobby on the prelim nights. He doesn't run as good, and then the next night, he's like fire.
Well,
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
Well, tonight only paid 10,000.
Well,
He's gonna be 5 times better tomorrow because it's.
And
Yeah.
we got 100 laps tomorrow.
Yeah,
So.
exactly.
Only 40 tonight.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and help you for tomorrow. Did you watch the last 5 laps of that crate feature?
No.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna let you know, buddy. It's gonna be on the top, but it might be in rubber.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what it just.
Yep.
That's what it just did the last 5 laps of the crate.
Yeah.
They
So
rubbered up there. Wow.
yeah, just on entry, not all the way through,
Okay.
but just on
Yeah.
entry. So
Well, the 100 lapper last year rubbered up on the
bottom, yeah.
but,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, but it did
But-
take a little rubber on entry.
They are
So-
starting an hour earlier tomorrow night too.
yeah, so that's gonna help you with your rubber stuff.
So get
Yeah.
to the lead quick.
yeah,
Yeah.
but don't. If you gotta start 5th tomorrow in the heat race, you got a problem. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You better get your shit figured out sooner, right? Because it's gonna
And
be a
I
little.
did see, so like I qualified 10th, 9th in my
Yeah,
half.
9th, I
I
think,
would have
yeah.
been second the other half. I don't know.
Right.
Track does slow down some, but it's like, damn.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Okay. There's been a lot of talk. I said we was almost done, and you just poke me whenever you want to be done because I'll load up and head back home. But what's your favorite format? There's a lot of talk about formats. Do you like the split qualifying? Do you like the heads up? Do you like the invert? What? Because you seem to be a guy that, your ability in traffic and your racing ability. Like, I don't think inverts would really bother you that much. So I mean, what do you think?
There's tracks that can do inverts, and there's races that can do inverts. When, World 100, it's tough starting 6th in a heat race when the guy starting pole can win the World 100 too. It's like,
Yeah.
there's certain races and track conditions.
So he's saying quarter mile with the cushion, invert the whole
Well,
field. He don't care.
Here's one that is closed now. I-80 Speedway in Nebraska.
Yeah.
That was a perfect track. They did passing points, and it worked. Like, you could start in the back of heat race and get up to second.
Yeah.
And then they'd flip-flop you in the other one. So if you started back, then you start front in the next one, and then they combine your points. I like that system only at certain tracks, but I just like it straight up. I think as a racer, you deserve to be, you don't deserve to be penalized for being fast. As a fan, I think inverts do sometimes manufacture the race. Eldora does a good job at manufacturing their heat races. Otherwise, a guy on the pole probably run away with it. But it hurt me this year at the World.
And that's why I asked you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never start. So the first night I qualified bad. I missed the invert in my heat race, so I started 7th. Still ended up running 3rd that night in the feature in a 25-lap race. So not a lot of time to come from 7th in your heat.
Right.
I still did it.
Well, there's no bitch in there. It's like qualifying on the pole.
Yeah. But then the next night I qualified good, so I got inverted to 3rd row. So it's like, here we are, starting at best 3rd row again. I get second that night to McDowell. Almost had him at the end. I was catching him. And then Saturday night, well, I'm up there in points, so now I start third row again because the invert. And it's like, damn it, all weekend I never started better than third row in my heat race. And it's tough when you're going up against that competition. And so it got me. I didn't even make it out of the heat race. I had to come in through the B main and transfer there. So then I started in the back of the race. So, it kind of penalized you for being, like, I felt like I raced good all weekend. I had to race my way in the prelim nights, both nights. I had to drive my off in the prelim nights.
As long as your sponsors don't care, you can say whatever you want on my show.
I had to drive my dick off in the heat race. And the features. And then I get penalized for, the invert. But it is what it is. That's part of Eldora. Not a lot of tracks can get away with it. Just Eldora's always been that way, and it's Eldora, and it is what it is, and that's what people say. But then you have Knoxville. Knoxville had their own kind of system too, where it was really confusing.
See, well, you're getting over to sprint car country now.
Yeah.
I think the world. I'm gonna talk to Ruben and Francis. I think the World of Outlaws needs to. You guys need to run the USAC's format one night. So
what is that?
They invert 6 in the heat race, and they take 4. But if you get in the transfer, you get your qualifying time back. But they invert 6 in the feature still. So quick qualifier of the night, it makes it in through the heat. He starts 6th. But all 4 heat race winners, if they wasn't in the top 6, they start. If you win heat 1, you'll start 7th,
right?
8th, and then you get your time back. So you get rewarded for your time. The worst you're going to start at 6th, but if you got a 6-car invert and they taking 4 and you get in, you're in the top 3s. So you can run 4th in your heat and you're still starting 6th.
That system could work. It put a lot of pressure on the racetracks to have racy heat races.
Yeah.
Because there's certain tracks that can have racy heat races and racy features with some track prep involved. There's some places that in order to have a good feature,
the heat races got to be wetter than hell.
They got to suck.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
That's just 90% of them. But I think that's why USAC does what they do. You're rewarded. All you got to do is get in. If you get in the transfer, you get your time back.
I will say too, another thing about USAC, like, I'm sure that dirty air does mess with them a little bit.
No.
Driving a late model,
Way different.
Starting it, just the advantage of starting up front is crazy.
Yeah.
Here I go again. I'm going to ask another question when I told you I was getting off here. What do you think needs to be done, or do you think the bodies are fine? What do you think needs to be done?
No, I really don't. It's simple fixes, Like, we're creating such big air pockets, and it's just so simple, but they'd have to really come out with a rule, and everybody, everywhere across the country with late model racing would have to jump on board, or else...
Yeah.
We're just spinning your wheels.
Yeah. But... they're just so damn wide and crooked that we're punching huge holes in the air.
Yeah.
So
we was walking through the pits a minute ago and watching guys take their body braces off so they get their car
in the damn trailer.
Right.
I said, Hoffman's taking his right rear off to get in the trailer. I said, he just won the damn race, didn't touch nobody, and he's got to work on the car to get in the trailer. Something's screwed up about this. But that's just me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
But in late models nowadays too, they're getting really advanced. Like, there's a few cars that they've definitely got some things figured out, and that's not body stuff. That's other stuff that you can't see. But
well, that's me. I think I don't like stacking springs. I don't like none of that stuff. I'm kind of old school on that. I'll be honest. I wish they'd take you guys off the lift arm and put you in a pull bar.
Yeah.
Because
I think it'd be cool if we showed up and the series handed you right side shocks.
Yeah. Now you're talking my language. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, figure it out. You put it back in the driver's hands.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah. So, and I've said this a lot. I said non-wing sprint car racing is the car hasn't evolved in 100 years because you have no downforce. So the car's on top of the track. The late models and even the modifieds now, the A-mods, you guys are in the track so much. Like, people will go to the racetrack and they'll bitch, be like, "Man, this track prep sucks." Well, the guys are doing the same thing they've always done.
Yeah.
The problem is you're bottoming out your right front going in. You're tearing the track up. They didn't tear the track
and
up.
they're stuck to the track so good.
I've got a theory on that too. Is this year, ever since we switched to these other right rears, supposedly the sidewall is a lot softer, gives more. Well, in my opinion, I think it's making the tracks that are possibly getting a little choppy through the night, it makes them get more choppy quicker than they would with the other one, because now the sidewall is falling over and the right rear wheels are hitting it.
Yeah. So that's we can go on track prep and all that stuff. We'd be here for 4 hours. You'd never want to talk to me again if we start talking about that. So, but we appreciate you coming on. We asked everybody before we get off, who do you want to think helps you get up and down the road, and just with you being a young kid still. Make sure you thank your fiance, your mom, and your dad. And what'd you say the new kid's name was?
Darian. Yeah, and my other crew guy's Austin, Justin.
Because if he's starting 5th and as he races tomorrow, he's knocking the deck out of this damn thing. I'm just letting you know. Be
There's
ready.
no wall here.
Yeah, there's no wall.
Well, no, we're not worried about the wall. We're about the dude on the. Don't act like you're not afraid to lay on somebody.
Yeah.
But who helps you get up and down the road? Who makes it possible?
For sure. I gotta thank. Well, definitely my crew, like I said, them, and my family, and my lovely fiance Abby, and my sponsors, Low Voltage Solutions, Churchill Transport, Collins Brothers Towing, Rio Grande Waste Services, Massey Valley Transportation, Carnegie Towing and Auto Repair in Danville, Toyota of Danville, Illinois, Fast One Speed Shop, Steidinger Construction. Let me just look at this.
Yeah,
Ted Brown's Quality Paint Body Shop, VP Fuels.
Some things never change, Kurt. Never. It don't matter if you're a professional or if you're a rookie.
Yeah. We spring this on the last thing every single time, not telling them we're going to do this.
Right. American Racing Wheels, Fast Shafts, Performance Bodies. They've helped me out a bunch this year. Velocita Suits, Leica Tree Services, Bilstein Shocks, Vic Hill Engines, Longhorn Chassis, Swift Springs, Go Lithium Batteries, Profab Headers, just everybody. There's a bunch that go into it. Obviously, lots of sponsors and products that go on the car. So thanks everybody.
So we just went 40 minutes, and he didn't even say a damn thing about me wearing a 30-year-old Jeff Leica shirt.
Yeah.
I got a T-shirt on older than him. He didn't even say nothing about it. So
Jeff Leica, the GOAT.
Well, he was in the modified for a while, and I didn't even ask about your dad's chassis. We'll do this again. We'll do this in the off season. We'll get together. I didn't even get to talk to you about your dad's modified chassis and you racing the only Pierce Platinum chassis, and everybody talks about Longhorn's great, Rocket's great, and you kicked their ass in the only car in the country that was like that. We won't even talk about that. We'll let that go. So young kids, if you're listening, if you're a fan of Bobby Pierce, he learned how to drive from Grand Theft Auto and Wreckfest. He gets his attitude from playing Call of Duty. He doesn't like anybody who camps, okay? If you're camping, because the way his aggression is, there's no way he's just sitting there chilling. If you're camping in Call of Duty, he's not playing with you, all right? It's the smooth operator, the most dominating dirt track racer in the country in the last 10 years. Bobby Pierce, thank you, sir.
Yep, thank you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
There you go, Flash. Bobby Pierce, the smooth operator, the most polarizing dirt late model driver in the country, maybe one of the most polarizing race car drivers in the country. Yeah. And I don't really know why he gets a bad rep.
No, I don't either.
he's a good dude, man. Yeah. He's there hanging out with us, and want to give a big shout out to JT's Trackside Catering, supporter of the show. But a lot of guys, when you have work relationships with people, a lot of guys don't know. It's because we're not getting rich at this. Obviously, we're not getting rich at this at all. Yeah. we're going the other way.
Right.
But friendships are made, and people believe in what you're doing. And we have people reach out to us all the time and says, "Hey, I like what you're doing. Can you guys do this? Can you get this guy?" And people will help you along the way, get interviews and stuff. But Jeremy Thomas is one of those guys that when he reached out to me and said, "Hey, I didn't realize you guys were doing podcasts," he started listening, and we were probably 20 podcasts in.
Oh yeah.
And he went back and listened to every one of them, and he said, "I'm all caught up. I'm having a great time. It touches close to home because we grew up together. We went to the same places. So when he says, I want to be a part of this. How can I help?" He helps our show out more than he can imagine. Yeah. And same way with like Walt. Walt at Speed Decals. He is the guy that, they all help out financially and help us get to the interviews down the road. But Walt's connections with the people that he knows and people that he works with, and same way with Jeremy, and even like Chris Harmon, a guy that I work for. There's times that I've got to leave work early to go get interviews. Because hey, we work on other people's schedule. So he helps out, and David, your cousin David, Dio Handyman Romani. He reached out and said, hey, I just want to be a small part of the show. I love what you guys are doing. So we really appreciate all the help that we get.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of humbling, really.
Yeah.
Because people want to be a part of this, and they think, they think we're doing a good job. So,
right.
We got them fooled.
Yeah.
Because we just kind of show up and go about it,
Yeah. It's pretty cool how that happens.
Yeah, how it all comes together. But thank you to Bobby Pierce, and thank you for JT's Trackside Catering for.
And JT's, I was gonna say something about him, man. That guy, he writes stuff on Facebook sometimes about us and about stuff he does. Man, he's good at writing stuff like that. He might have missed his calling because.
Yeah, we might want to. Yeah, I might want to send him the show every week.
We might have to hire him to write
because
he does a really good job writing that stuff up.
Yeah, but I'm just like, bro, man, you could have wrote the show. You could have tagged me in this.
Yeah.
And before we got started, I could just use yours.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, shout out to him. And like I said, Bobby Pierce, man. Cool cat. He's a cool kid. I was giving him shit about gaming. Yeah. And because we pulled the.
Well, I gave him crap about running off the backstretch. Yeah. Same night he just did it. So.
Yeah. But a lot of people don't understand. Like we go do these interviews. It's the interview before and the interview after is actually a lot of times better than the interview during.
Yeah. Exactly.
We hang out and we bullshit and. We were talking about video games and stuff, and I don't think he realized I was going to bring that up in the interview. Kind of took him by surprise, but yeah, it was a fun time though.
Yeah, I mean, they're just real people like us, like everybody else.
And it's a racing family. I mean, growing up, like,
and it's kind of cool. It was kind of cool him talking about that though. Playing the games and stuff on Xbox or whatever, PlayStation.
He's at nice PlayStation.
Yeah, PlayStation. Yeah. But it's kind of cool talking about that to give you a release on not having just the same race car stuff every single hour, every hour. You know what I mean?
Well, because
you could get burned out on it. I mean, that's
Yeah, they race 100 nights a year.
Yeah, that many nights a year, and the guys he races against, every single one of those 100 nights a year. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Traveling. I mean, the travel schedule. It's
travel.
Yeah, it's nuts. But. One thing cool though, like, you raced with your dad. I raced with my dad a few times, but our dads were our heroes.
Oh yeah.
And he got to live a life as a kid that a lot of kids, even race car drivers, don't get to live.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He had his picture taken at the World 100 when he could barely walk.
Yeah.
I mean, so there's a lot of cool stuff in the interview and stuff that I like.
That's just like the interview last week with Masterbuilt. I was talking to them guys about it. When I worked at Masterbuilt, his dad was in there working on Bobby's dad was working on his car in the shop, and Bobby's running around in there playing with all of us, while we're working on cars. It's just cool to see that stuff.
Yeah. So, I'm a Bobby Pierce guy.
Oh, yeah.
I know he catches some flack, but he's aggressive, and what I like is, when he pulls on the racetrack, you're not going to have to say, did he really give it his all tonight?
Yeah.
Because the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't care if he pisses you off. He don't want to piss you off.
Yeah.
But if you get pissed off, so be it.
Yeah.
He don't want to make you.
He's here to pick up a check.
Yeah. And when you race for a living, you race for a living.
He takes all his friends and families with him.
Yeah. Yeah, he don't go to the racetrack to make friends. That's why I was kind of surprised that we hit it off, really, because
I think my nephew had that on the back of his race car one time.
Yeah, I bring my friends to the track with me.
Yeah.
So this week, let's get into upcoming events. Our Racetrack Spotlight, we're going to start off first with that. Racetrack Spotlight being brought to you by JT's Trackside and Catering. Racetrack Spotlight Flash, we're going to go a little different route this week.
Yeah.
Because we're always quick to, not us, but the racing community, always quick to bitch when something's wrong or somebody does something wrong or when a racetrack sucks.
Yeah.
But when the racetrack does something right, a lot of people don't come back around and say, hey, man, hats off to you, thank you, the whole deal. We've talked about it for, a year now. Windy Hollow Speedway has done a phenomenal job upgrading the facility, changing the racetrack, changing the drainage. Have they had a perfect race season? No. Has there been some nights that the racetrack just wasn't up to power? Yes.
Yeah.
But do they have a passion for it? Yes. Are they learning the track prep surface and stuff? Yes.
Yeah.
Has the racetrack been getting better? Yes. So this week's racetrack spotlight in Owensboro, Kentucky, Windy Hollow Speedway. The U.M.P. mods, $3,000 to win. There's also that Saturday night, Paducah's got a $3,000 win show, so it's a Western Kentucky flair.
Yeah.
So you may get a pretty decent car count, but go down and check out Windy Hollow Speedway, 3/8 mile speed plant. It's a D shape. It's not as much D shaped as it was.
Yeah, it used to have like 7 turns.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Yeah,
it was the most different track I ever raced on when I raced there. It was crazy.
Well, here's the thing about it though. It's one of those places though when you walk in, the people there are great.
Oh yeah.
I mean everybody, the fans, the racers, the community is behind it. Always got a good crowd.
It's in a really cool setting where it's at.
Yeah, it's it's in the Hollow.
Yeah,
Windy Hollow Speedway.
Yep.
It's got a drag strip there, so go check it out. This week's racetrack spotlight, the U.M.P. Dirt Car Modifieds, $3,000 to win, right there in Owensboro, Kentucky, at the Windy Hollow Speedway. And I always give you a food with JT's Trackside Catering. I give you the food to eat at the racetrack. Scratching that. No food at the racetrack because you're going through Owensboro. Stop your ass at Moonlight Barbecue.
Yeah.
And go get you some barbecue.
Yeah.
Moonlight Barbecue. I can go without the mutton. It's just not quite my thing.
Last week we was talking about that at work, and that's what a lot of people said.
yeah, I can go without that.
Yeah.
But Moonlight Barbecue got some good food though.
Yeah.
So upcoming events this week. Start off first, one near and dear to our heart. We used to go and race in this event, camp out, hang out. We've been there, we've done that. But the Fun Fest at Brownstown Speedway, Friday the 10th, Saturday 11th, and Sunday the 12th. Flash, they changed Fun Fest up on us this year.
Yeah, I seen that.
Did you? The sprint cars are running Saturday night instead of Friday now.
Oh, are they now?
Yeah. Because
I know they changed a lot of the camping area.
Yeah.
Also, which a lot of people were down on. But I mean, that was the insurance deal. Is what that was about. So I mean, you can't.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, you can't blame them for that. I mean, that's just the way.
If the man,
you gotta have insurance.
Yeah. If the man says this is what you're gonna do, guess what?
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna do.
That's what you're gonna do it. Yeah.
But yeah, Fun Fest. But yeah, Super Late models are running Friday night now, and sprint cars are running Saturday. The reason why they did that because the Kokomo Clash is this weekend as well.
Yeah.
And they just flip-flopped it. Sprint cars Friday night at Kokomo for the Kokomo Clash. Sprint cars 305 sprints and midgets. And then Saturday night the Kokomo Clash, the super late models, modifieds, B mods, and pure stocks or thunder stocks. They call them something up there.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what's going on in Kokomo Clash. Saturday racetrack coming back to life. They've been working on this thing for a year now, but the West Virginia Motor Speedway comes back to life. $5,000 to win, super late models. So that's going to be a pretty cool deal. If you're in the South and you want to go to a really neat racetrack and you grew up a fan of the movie Six Pack, Dixie Speedway has the Southern All Stars and the Schaefer's Oil Southern Nationals. One of Ray Cook's 9 other series.
Yeah.
Co-sanctioned with it. But the Southern All Stars, $10,053 to win. 53 lap main event there at the Dixie Speedway. And then Friday and Saturday, the USAC Fall Nationals is at the Lawrenceburg Speedway in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. Friday night is the Greg Staub Memorial, $10,000 to win. And Saturday night, the USAC Fall Nationals, $20,000 to win for the USAC National Sprint Cars at the Lawrenceburg Speedway. Quite possibly one of the nicest racetrack facilities in the country.
Oh, yeah. I think it is one of them, for sure.
I haven't been to Lucas Oil yet, so we need to go check it out. But it's a nice place. Got anything else, Flash, before we get off here?
No, I can't think of anything.
All right.
As always, it's getting close to the end of the year, so if you want to go to the racetrack.
No, we do got one more thing.
Uh-oh, what's that?
The October 25th.
Oh, yeah.
We got to mention October 25th, Thunder Valley Raceway is coming back to life.
Yeah.
JT Huffman and his group, I don't want to name a couple and leave somebody off, but the group, JT Huffman and his guys, they're all getting together and
putting on a race.
And we need we need to get out and support it if you're in the local area.
Yeah.
Because this is a pretty cool racetrack that we need. I think they got some confirmed. Looks like we're going to be close to 20 in all the divisions right now. So maybe we'll grab some more.
That's just confirmed. So hopefully a lot of these guys, when the season's over, they can keep their car going long enough to come up here and hang out with us.
Yeah. So hopefully we get some more cars and make this a big event where the fair board says, hey, let's keep this a racetrack and let's not make it no show barn.
Right.
Because I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. If this event is not successful, there's a good chance, like 90%, that this racetrack's not going to be there next year.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just going to put it out there with you. A lot of times we try to keep stuff not so bleak. We just, but
this is very important.
So
to us and a lot of people. So
yeah, that's where I ran my first dirt race.
Right. Yeah.
Because sports room got rained out, and that's where we went. So that's where I ran my first ever dirt race. So it's one of those places that we have to make sure that it's still here. Thank you to everybody. I forgot to put this out, but we're well over 500,000 downloads now.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you to everybody that's listening. We appreciate you guys hanging out each and every week. Word of mouth is the best form of advertisement, so tell somebody about us. I know there's plenty of people that tell people about us because I have people reach out to me and say, so-and-so told me about you guys. So, we appreciate that. If you listen to one episode or if you listen to all 56 of them, I know we're on episode 54, but we've had a couple more out there.
Yeah.
But if you listen to all of them, we appreciate it. Thank you. As always, support your local racetrack. We got anything else?
No, I think we're good.
Until next time, we'll be trading sliders.